Hey guys, we are cruising north in the Lake Huron again today. Left Kincardine, Ontario this morning, headed north to Tobermory. It's almost 80 miles, a big adventure for the day, nice straight shot, good smooth waters, and loving autopilot. We are going to answer the questions that we got yesterday about our trip. I know you guys have more questions, but we're going to answer the ones we got.
The number one question that multiple people wanted to know was, where does Toby get all of his cool pirate dress-up gear?
And that is a Jake and the Neverland Pirates box set we've had for a few years, and Kelly was smart enough to pack a bunch of dress-up toys.
They've gotten their good use. The next question was, how do we visit the dentist? Or are we just brushing really good, from Jennifer? And we could find a dentist along the way. I guess we'll see. We're going to definitely brush really good and play it by ear from there.
We all had cleanings done. I had a cleaning done the week before I left, and so did the kids. So we're as fresh as we're going to be, and we're all in good shape.
Let's see. Alex wanted to know, how do you figure out where to spend the night, and are there a lot of marinas to choose from?
Kelly, our great planner, bought this, the Great Lakes Waterway Guidebook, where we are going to get guidebooks for everywhere along the way. Right now we're using this one. It's great. It tells you all the anchorages, marinas, number of slips available,
things to do in the area,
where we can get fuel, pretty much all the information we need there.
There's also an America's Great Loop Cruising Association app where other people have done the Great Loop go in and they put their information so we can kind of use what they have experienced along the way to kind of guide our journey. Active Captain is another awesome app that we've been using where people kind of input their own experiences in different areas, and we can kind of make decisions based off that as well.
Like today we're heading into Tobermory. It's got a harbor map, lists the marinas, their services available. Kind of playing it by ear on a day-to-day basis where we're going to go. Right now we kind of have a buddy boat. We're joining with the Wilsons. And
check them out. Wilson's on the water.
So we're kind of traveling together, and we all decided Tobermory was our next stop.
The next question is from Nikki, and Nikki wanted to know all about schooling. We're pretty much going with an unschooling plan, which just means that the kids are going to learn from the experiences that we come across along the way. Yesterday we went to an awesome marine museum that had all kinds of information about old shipwrecks from the area in Kincardine and along this coast of Lake Huron. So we did a lot of history and talking about weather yesterday.
In Sarnia, we did the Stones and Bones Museum,
which is like dinosaur fossils, a lot of taxidermied animals and gemstones. And
everywhere we go, there's history placards. So you can learn about this and that, about shipwrecks, about the Blue Water Bridge, all kinds of information out there. And little things like, we figured how much our dockage was going to be yesterday, and Colin was like, let me do the math. So he's doing multiplication to figure out what our price was going to be. Same with our gas and gas mileage, those kinds of things.
We do have math books that we're going to follow pretty closely just because the kids' math series in their elementary school is kind of abstract. So we're going to follow that, but other than that, we'll just see what we come across. I do just have to say I have all the standards written down for what they need to learn in the next school year, so we'll see how much I really pull off of that. But
in case the state of Michigan is listening.
That's right. And then Nikki, definitely, if we're in your area, we'll let you know. I don't know if we're going to swing that way. It's not in the plan for now, but we'll let you know. Thank you. The specs on our boat from Celeste. Mike?
We've got a 1991 Carver 430 cockpit motor yacht, which basically it's a 43-foot boat. It's similar to their 39-foot aft cabin. Plus, we've got a 4-foot cockpit on the backside. That's basically at water level. It's got twin 300 Cummins. We've got a generator. We've got a 3600 watt inverter system. So we can do a lot of anchoring out because of that system. Right now, I'm trying to figure out what kind of fuel mileage we get. Hopefully it's good.
Hopefully. We're trying to be smart with our speed. Also, I just wanted you to know we have a good luck chicken that we found yesterday on our boat. He was buried deep in a wiring compartment for all of our electronics. Mike was trying to do some troubleshooting, and he pulled out a chicken. So we contacted the former owner. Thank you, Stephen and Annabelle, for leaving the chicken. He's going to be one of our mascots along the way. The next question from Amanda. How do we wash our laundry? So far, we just have big piles of wet laundry. It has been raining and raining and raining, so everything is wet.
We're on day 5, and it's rained heavily for 4 of them. Or is this day 6? So
we'll be in Tobermory for a couple days, so we'll definitely catch up on laundry there. Most marinas have like coin laundry, so we will take advantage of that when we need to, but we don't have laundry on the boat, so we're just kind of trying to conserve our clothes. Alex also wanted to know, how do you arrange a year off from work, and how did we save up a year's worth of expenses?
It's a trick question. I'll start with the first one. Kelly is a teacher, and her school district was pleasant enough to grant her a year leave of absence.
Thank you, Lakeshore.
I also requested a year plus leave of absence through my employer, Roncelli. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
This wasn't a formal thing with a private company like Roncelli, but they thought it would be a good experience for me. And, there's no guarantee my position's available when I get back, but I do expect it likely will be. And that was a risk we were willing to take for an experience like this.
What about the money?
The money.
What everybody wants to know.
Yeah, so we decided we were going to do this 11 months ago, and we've really cut back on anything we could think of.
We stopped getting babysitters.
We went out to eat maybe less than single digits, I would say, in all likelihood, over that 11 months. We really cut back. A lot of, PBJs and turkey sandwiches.
I cooked, too.
We had a little bit of savings already lined up. We sold our old boat. We were already planning to buy a newer, bigger boat, so that was a little bit easy to handle. And the reality is we don't know if we have enough money, but we have some equity on our home, and if we have to touch that at the end of the day, we will. We've got a very conservative budget, and it's highly unlikely we're going to get to that number unless there's catastrophe. So
we're not planning on eating out every day, and we're not planning on staying in marinas every night, so we're kind of cutting costs in those areas. And when we were looking for a boat, we tried to look for a boat that would be comfortable enough for us to live on pretty much self-sufficiently for a couple days to a week or more at a time. So that definitely, it's kind of like instead of going out to eat for lunch, you cook at home, that kind of idea.
Started cutting our own hair, quit shaving. All these things are money savers.
All right, Mike, did you have to get any special training? Sue wants to know.
Sue, I did not.
Scary?
I did, though. I went to the Coast Guard Auxiliary, does a course, seamanship and boating skills course. I think it was 9 weeks. Really good class, but let's face it, the reality is until you're behind the helm and driving, you're not really learning the reality of it out there, but you learn the rules. You learn some tricks and tips, and that's what was required.
He's been boating his whole life. His parents are boaters, so he has a lot of experience from...
I've never driven anything this big until we bought it.
No. But docking, I would say, is like the hardest part of driving. The whole time we're taking this video, our autopilot is driving, and we're just looking for other boats, which there's nothing. It's not like being in Lake St. Clair. We see one boat, our friends behind us currently. We passed a sailboat.
There's a sailboat right
there's
there.
a sailboat a couple miles away over there that we can barely
We're
see.
like
So
12 miles offshore on the calmest waters you could imagine on Lake Huron.
I feel like navigating and learning how to predict the weather based on the weather apps, that is kind of a little bit more of a challenge other than the docking. Like the driving,
which I'm an expert at.
obviously, Captain Mike. So then, Sue, your other question, can I drive? My goal is to be able to drive very functionally and almost as well as Mike. Again, the docking part is a little scary. It's kind of big. But I drove this boat our first trip home from Ontario. We had to go around the Bruce Peninsula and back to Lake St. Clair. I drove the boat more on that trip than I ever drove our old boat in 3 years. So I know that in order for us to be as safe as we can be, that I need to be functional at driving the boat. So, yeah.
We're going to do some man overboard type of exercises here maybe next week and see if Kelly's got it. Just in case I'm the one. So.
Thank you so much for all of your questions, and thank you so much for following our blog and our Facebook page. We appreciate it. We love getting messages from you guys. It's kind of like being far away from home, you know, and you feel like you don't know anybody. So thanks for sending us some love from home.
And the most time we're going to have is when we're underway. So I know Kelly's doing the blogging. You'll see that stuff come out probably after we land. Because when we hit the shore, we're going to do some adventuring. But underway, we have some time. So good talking to you guys, and we will stay in touch. Keep following along.